Hello, welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, it is early access day. This is the day that we get to play with new cards for March of the Machine. Super pumped to be here to play against some of the other content creators in the program. Thank you very much to Wizards of the Coast for putting this on. Thank you especially to Jesse Hill for organizing all of this. I also want to thank you all very much. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for watching. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Selesnya Counters. Let's do this one first. So, a lot of new cards in here. At the bottom, we've got Hopeful Initiate from Crimson Vow, which has like been an all-star in mono white, basically. We have Evolving Adaptive, which has been used mostly in like Gruul modified, but you know, there's been a couple Selesnya decks that have published over the past month or two that has Adaptive. This thing grows with time. Angelic Intervention is a new card for March of the Machine. It's a common. It's a 2-cost instant. Target creature or planeswalker you control gains protection from colorless or from the color of your choice until end of turn. If it's a creature, it gets a +1/+1 counter, which we're all about with this deck. This card's interesting in that it not only gives you protection from color, but you can choose colorless too for getting around like the soldier tokens and things like that. Dusk Legion Duelist, a new Vampire Soldier, 2-drop 2/2 Vigilance. Whenever one or more counters are put on Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card, and this ability triggers only once per turn. Have you ever wanted card draw in your Selesnya aggro counter deck? I have, so I'm super pumped to check out Dusk Legion Duelist. Ozolith, the Shattered Spire. If you remember the Ozolith from, what was it, Ikoria? Correct me if I'm wrong there, but the Ozolith is back. It is a 2-drop legendary artifact. If one or more counters we put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1 are put on it instead. So you can imagine how that's going to get kind of nasty with us proliferating. 2, tap it, put a counter, which is 2. On target artifact or creature you control, activate only as a sorcery, and it has cycling. So if we draw one, we already have one on the field, we can cycle it out. Quirion Beastcaller from Dominaria United, that's the one that grows whenever you cast creature spells, and then whenever it dies, you put those counters on something else. New card, Botanical Brawler, 1 white, 1 green, comes in with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, so it's a 2/2 with trample. Whenever one or more counters are put on another permanent, if it's the first time, put a 1 permanent counter on a Botanical Brawler. So that thing can just get big, and it has trample, so it's not just a big dumb monster. It's actually, you know, it can get through. Siege Veteran, we do have a couple soldiers in here, so we can get some of the benefit off them dying, but usually this is just for counters. And Bloated Contaminator, if we can hit with this thing and proliferate all those +1/+1 counters, we'll be off to the races. New card, Archangel Elspeth. Looks like we have a little bit of an art deal here with it. It's Fibblethip in there. 2 white, 2 generic for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. This is a +1 to create a 1/1 white soldier. That could be another target for our Siege Veteran. -2 to put some counters on something, make it an angel, and have it gain flying permanently. And -6, return all non-land permanents with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, of which we have a lot. Wandering Emperor. We know the Wandering Emperor, right? And a new card, Doomscar Warrior. 2 green, 2 generic for a 4/3 trample with backup 1. So backup 1, whenever it enters the battlefield, it can get a +1/+1 counter on itself, or it can give a +1/+1 counter to something else, and then temporarily grant all of its text box, or anything below backup to that other creature. So if we have another creature on the field, we can give a +1/+1 counter, and then temporarily for that turn, make that creature have the text box, which I'm about to read to you. When this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may reveal a creature or land, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So it can kind of make your other creature a big threat too. And they'll have to think about if they want to block it or not. Last, in the land suite, we have Egandrio, Seat of the Empire, for getting rid of attackers or blockers. Besiege, for getting rid of troublesome artifacts, enchantments, or non-basic lands. And then we have a couple Mishra's Foundries. So, let's get into it. Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Alright, we're going first. Looks fine. Adaptive on turn 1. Dusk Legion Duelist on turn 2. That'll make this a 2/2. Contaminator on 3 and Emperor on 4. Not sure that we could have a better curve. Let's do so. Brushland. Alright, Botanical Brawler is what we drew. So we could play that. That would make this a 3-3, because Adaptive would get a counter, triggering Brawler. And we don't really have a way to put counters on this yet. So let's do Brawler. Off to an aggressive start. It's an invasion! It's the first battle card. Let's check it out. Ooh, that's a cool animation. Alright, it's a 2-drop, 4 defense counters. When Invasion of Ixalan enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal permanent from among them, put them into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Turns into Belligerent Regisaur. 4/3 trample. When you cast a spell, it gains indestructible till end of turn. And they got a land. Okay. See if we can proliferate. They're going to attack this battle to get that dinosaur. We have to defend it. So if you're unfamiliar with the way battles work, basically this is their permanent, but they can either deal damage to it in the form of spells that target any target, battles, or combat damage. And whenever they get these 4 defense counters off of it, this thing's going to flip into a Belligerent Regisaur 4/3 trample that they gain control of. So that's the new deal. Angelic Intervention. Creature Planeswalker gains protection from colorless or the color of your choice till end of turn. If it's a creature, put a counter on it. So we could target Bloated Contaminator, Botanical Brawler would then get a counter from it as well. 4 white instant. Alright, let's attack then. See what they want to do. Oh, we can proliferate the battle. That's interesting. That's really cool, actually. I hadn't thought about that application. So, they have a battle and they can proliferate it. So you can make it cost more for them to destroy it.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Alright. Let's go... I think we can just attack. And we have Angelic Intervention. Block there. Alright, we got there. Good game. So, I kind of like the way that worked. So, revelations from the first match. Dusk Legion Duelist worked really great with Angelic Intervention. This got a +1/+1 counter. We could have given it protection from something else if they had a different blocker or something. We drew a card off of it when that happened. And also triggered the Botanical Brawler. And that got pretty big. 4/4 with trample. I like it. I really like the fact that we can proliferate the battles that they play. That is actually super cool. So, a lot of proliferate in black, a lot of proliferate in blue from Phyrexia, all will be 1. So if you have a deck that's, like, they're playing a lot of battles against you, you could proliferate the defense counters and just make them harder to flip. That's awesome. Good game. Alright. Going first. Let's see here. We have 2 1-drops, so we have an Evolving Adaptive and Hopeful Initiate. Dusk Legion Duelist. We won't get any counters on it. TGN, we might have to hit that pre-release tomorrow. I guess we can keep this. Let's go Brushland Adaptive. Oh, I'm liking this art here. This background. This is sweet. Phyrexian. Okay. We can do Dusk Legion Duelist, trigger the adaptive, and then we'll have a blocker and a good attacker. Seems good. Let's figure out a way to get some counters on this Dusk Legion Duelist and draw some cards, huh? Kind of be nice to have another white mana that's not AGGRO. Progenitor Exarch. 1/2, double X. When it enters the battlefield, incubate X 3 times. Transform target incubator token you control. Okay. Let's get a counter on our duelists. Draw a card. We'll go in with both, I think. Ryuma, how do I feel about Kodama? I love Kodama. I had a newfound respect for Kodama when I did a Gruul deck with it, and it was really good. That is something to try for sure. Elvish Vatkeeper, 3 mana, 3/3, incubate 2, 5. Transform target incubator token you control, double the number of counters on it. So it's the new incubate token. They can pay 2 colorless mana to transform that into a 2/2. If they do it with this, it'll be a 4/4. Get some card draw going. We'll go with the 4/4 and the 3/3. Okay, we will leave them with the incubate token. Then we'll go Hopeful Initiate. So they have Seed Core here. This can give something +2/+1 if it's a 1/1 creature, but they have to have 3 poison counters on us. Intervention can give us protection from colorless or the color of our choice till end of turn. If it's a creature, put a counter on it. Alright. So I think we use that as a combat trick. I think we just go like this on Initiate. Let that train. Looks like they may have a trick as well. Somewhat of a scientist myself. Got protection here. Okay, I am willing to just let that happen. Convoke, -3/-3 till end of turn. See if they have another trick. Black. Let's proliferate. Start proliferating here. Glissa, the new Glissa, yes. 5-drop, 3/5. Beginning of combat, incubate 2 twice. Transform all incubator you control for Phyrexians, gain first strike till end of turn. Alright, I think we're good. We'll take the Foundry. We'll go in. Alright. Good game. Good game. That Glissa is pretty sweet, actually. 5-drop, 3/5. Beginning of combat, choose 1. Incubate 2 twice. And then they had like another thing that would just make the incubator things transform into some big nasties. That's pretty cool. Transform them all, or Phyrexians you control gain first strike and death touch till end of turn. So this is, if you're aggressive with this, I guess the first 2 modes, I guess, are pretty aggressive. Yeah, I mean, they're all pretty aggressive. That's pretty cool, though. I like that Glissa. Alright, Adaptive and Brawler. That seems to be a sweet curve. From that first game, Adaptive is a 1/1. Brawler on 2, making this a 2/2, and then this a 3/3 on 2 is pretty sweet. And then having Contaminator is going to be pretty cool. We don't want to pay life, so we'll go Thicket first. TGN, it does look pretty promising. Thank you for being here, my friend. No. Should activate the Adaptive, and then make that a... Oh, wait. Oh, it's the first time. I see. Alright, let's play... Let's play defense. They're playing mono red. They're going to be actually more aggressive and win in a race against us, I think. So they want to play with fire something and kill our other thing. We'll just let it through. I think is what's going on here. Yes, Phoenix. I love this card, I think. I haven't played with it yet. 2/2 flying, can't block. When an instant or sorcery you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay red. If you do, it comes back in and gains haste. I think that card's going to be sweet. Alright. Let's get contaminating. Oh, it's an oil counter. My mistake. My mistake. Going with both. I know, TGN. I wonder if we will see a battle. I think it's, what, Invasion of Kaldheim or something? I think is the red one. No blocks. I'm tempted to block that Swift Spear, but I feel like I'm going to kill the Contaminator. Another Phoenix. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. This seems pretty close. I mean, they have air superiority on us for sure. Invasion of Vergatha. 4 damage to another target battle or opponent, and 1 damage to something. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, they can hit us for 4 in the air now. That battle is nice. I think I have that battle in mono red too. 4 damage to another battle, instantly transforming it if it's a low defense battle, or an opponent, and then 1 damage to pick off something that's like a 3-1 or something. That's pretty cool. I think we just do this. I think we're good to go in with everything, because the Phoenix can't block. If they can't do the Contaminators, they have to block the Adaptive. Oh, they stoked the flames on us. Nice. They instantly proliferate the stoke the flames. That was a nice play. Alright, see if they can get us dead. Kumano. Another Phoenix. In. Alright. That was a pretty nasty mono red though. Like, this invasion is pretty gross. Think about if they went first on that game and they were able to get aggressive on us and we didn't have these high toughness creatures. Like, this thing's pretty nasty. For 3 mana, 4 damage directly to the face, kill a creature, get your let's see. Yeah, no, instant or sorcery. So this could not trigger the Phoenix, but buffs your Swift Spear. Ryuma, I did not realize that you could proliferate the battle either until like 2 games ago when we did it. And that actually changes a lot of things, I think.